T3 T3 Media.
Through the media.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Talking Through the Media. Is your home for entertainment news and reviews by fans for fans right here on the T3 Media Studios channel. I'm your host, Chris Fagan, and joining me, as always, is Joy Fagan. Hey, babe, how you doing?
Hi.
I'm talking fast, and we're doing our rapid podcast, style of show. So, man, no, I should probably talk, just like this and be more somber with it. But we're doing our show real quick, and we're it's gonna be hopefully quick. I always say that I try to do a tight 30, but I'm trying to go for a tight 15 this time around because it's we're getting ready to go to a convention tomorrow. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about something that's been going on. So as you guys know, we live in the state of Texas, so we're about to discuss what's been going on with the floods. If you guys are aware, there has been some devastating floods that happened recently. Babe, but you know exactly what was the city where it happened again?
It was in Kerr. I think it's Kerr County.
Kerr County, yeah, I believe so. And
It's the Guadalupe River
area, and so we're going to discuss a little bit about what's going on with that. Not really. Well, you guys have already been probably watching the coverage on that, but this is a specific topic. But before we get into that, guys, if you want to join in on the topic, if you want to send a question, comment, or concern about the topic that we're discussing right now, or anything else that's going on out there in the news, send us a comment. If you're watching us live, if you're watching us later, comment. If you want to support the channel, hey, you can support us by going to streamlabs.com/T3Media Studio/tips if you want to send us a tip question, or if you're just watching us on YouTube. If you're watching us live, there's you can support us with a super chat, or there's also a donation button also for regular videos. There's a little heart with the money sign in there. I didn't notice that, but yeah, click on those. Or support us just by hitting the like button, just letting us know that you guys are out there. Well, we definitely want to give you a shout out, and we'll shout out the new subscribers later on today. But we're talking about the situation of FAFO. There was a lot of content out there on this discussion on the flood. The first thing that I came across was, because me and you talked about this a lot, but one of the videos that I liked, and I forgot his name. I didn't have time to do a lot of research and all that stuff and the deep dive like we normally do for the show because I've just been so busy with some personal stuff. And but there's a content creator that I follow, and he did a video where most people are getting in trouble, and we'll talk about the people that's getting in trouble, where they're talking about how they are clapping for these people who are devastated by the flood because they're getting what they, their comeuppance.
So it's Kerr County, and there's multiple towns in that county that all got hit by these floods. The predominant town that you saw on the news was mostly talking about, I think it's Kerrville.
Kerrville, okay.
But there were lots of towns around that also got hit very, very hard as well.
And one of the videos I probably should, you know what? And I won't be able to put it up on the screen. And we'll get to the person that you guys are seeing on this video right here. But I'll go on my TikTok right now to see if I can find his. There he is. See if I can. Good Trouble. The guy, Good Trouble.
And he's well known on TikTok.
He's well known on TikTok. Has 2 million followers. He said something that was, I feel like it should be a litmus test for how to actually discuss this. Get your point across. Criticize these people who vote against their interests, but do it in a way that just kind of makes sense, that won't get you in trouble. Really, he did it in a way of asking that question: how can we get these people to, for lack of a better word, give a fuck before shit gets bad for them, instead of just not giving a fuck ever and laughing at when you see immigrants or illegal immigrants or anything that are going through, getting their families torn from them and all that. And you're laughing and laughing like this lady here, like Patriot, what's her name? Texasproudpatriot62, whatever her damn name is. He just asked the question: how can we get? There should be a study. How can we get these people to start giving a damn before it it happens to them? And that's the question. Any thoughts on that? Like, how can we magically make that empathy arise, make empathy great again?
Unfortunately for a lot, there isn't a lot you are going to be able to convince until it hits.
Until shit hits the fan.
So
I thought that was a good way, and the reason why I'm bringing that up is because there was a young lady who was on TikTok who got in trouble.
A couple of people.
Yeah. Well, you saw those more than I did.
Well, because those were more focused on. It's a little different than the lady that we're going to be talking about. Yeah. There were a couple of people that were very focused on lashing out at the deaths that were involved and saying that, oh, well, those families got what they
voted for or didn't vote for.
Right.
And it's a tricky situation because we're talking about children.
Yes.
And what you're doing is people always say, let's not politicize it. But even when they're playing the victim and whatnot, like, it's all political, whether you like it or not. And you're now giving them the ammunition that they need to, fire back onto you, even if you're technically saying something that's technically true. But I'm sorry, I interrupted you. But
no, I'm just saying that because the way they approached it was in a manner that was way too harsh.
Yeah,
you're going
especially as a parent. Yeah,
you're going on. You want to try to make a point, and that's not the way to do it.
Yeah,
that you're not going to win with that.
You're never going to win with that. You're doing more damage to. That's not even a mutual destruction situation. You're doing way more damage because you've now given them the tools and the ammunition and you've just repped up the sympathy. And I'm not saying that they don't deserve empathy and sympathy and understanding and love I'm like, you voted against your own interest and you're getting your comeuppance and whatnot. But when people can shield themselves and say, well, now is not the time to be political, or now is not the this and now is not the that, it happens. And things can backfire on you. And when you go too far, like you said, was she a nurse? What was one of the people?
One of them was a doctor, pediatrician, who was, because again, when it comes to especially children, I can be very angry and not support stuff, but you're not going to hear me badmouth people.
I'm not going to be glad you lost your children.
I'm not going to.
I don't care that your children are probably future adults who are going to vote against their own interest and make my life hard. I don't care. They're children. I don't care about political crap that they might do in the future. They're children. Well, we talked about that, right? We said, you can be right. You can go so far. You can be right, but when you go too far, then you go from being right to instantly being wrong.
You just take it
too far.
Take it too far.
Yeah.
And you're not ever going to be able to get any point across when you go too far like that.
Yeah. So people,
no one's going to listen anymore.
You got politicians out there placing the blame game. You got Democrats out there saying, it's their fault for voting in their best interest, or they voted against their best interest. You got Republicans, and this is the wildest part. How they're finding a way to blame the Democrats. Like, somehow it came to be Biden's fault. I don't know. Mental gymnastics fascinates me.
When it comes to any sort of tragedy of any kind, people always need someone to be mad at. they need it.
Michael Jackson said it best. You want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the damn change. But nowadays, it's like, nothing's ever my fault. I can't, no. Oh, no, I can't be me.
Well, and sometimes people have a hard time with just even accepting that there are tragedies that occur that are no one's fault.
Yeah.
When it comes to certain things, they're unpredictable. It's really hard to put blame on Mother Nature or accidents when it comes to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
We want someone to blame, but sometimes it's just like,
yeah.
Sometimes it's just, it is. And we can't, but we want to, because it makes us feel better if we can blame someone.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes we have to just accept it.
Yeah, it's Biden's fault. And then they go back to, it's Obama's fault. Somehow it's Kamala's fault. Like how? And then I saw all that footage when those people, and I see you in the chat, MD 2020. Thanks for comments, and we'll get to the comments we're gonna shout you out and read your comment. So anybody else that's out there listening, if you have something to say, this topic it's a pretty big topic. Give us an earful, even if it's just us and you, MD 2020. Keep going. Say what you need to say. Anybody that's watching, say what you got to say. We're gonna read them all out and shout you out. Just say what you got to say. But there was a bunch of people who you might not, maybe that might have come from the shorts or whatever. Maybe you're not on that one, but I'm able to see them all. But some. And let's move on to this person, Texasproudpatriot62. Now she's become like the poster child for the fuck around and find out kind of situation, because throughout all of her footage on TikTok and whatnot, I mean, she's had debates, she's had one-on-ones with people, she's gone out of her way. The big beautiful bill is passed, and these immigrants and this and that and the other, and no, we don't want to pay for your Medicare, and no, I don't care about, I'm gonna put your kids in alligator Alcatraz and all that. She went out of her way to be a dick. I'm just gonna say it. Just like let's call it what it is. To be a dick, to the point where some people would think like with karma, but not like. How do we know you didn't invoke? Okay, did you ever watch The Prince of Egypt, the movie?
Probably.
But you know the story of Moses. You remember when Moses was telling his brother about all the things that was coming, and his brother was like, "Man, fuck that! I ain't letting your people go." But then there was the last wrath of God, and he was like, and he couldn't tell. He was like, dude, there's something coming, and it's really, really bad. He was trying to, in that movie, he was like, think of your son. He was trying to tell him without telling him. Think of your son. And he's like, do not, no. And he's like, no, I will never. And then that last wrath was the firstborn or whatever. Like and the Pharaoh lost his son, and then he let the people go. But it was like, but you had to wait until it finally happened to you, and then all of that shit, that Texas Proud Patriot 62, all that shit she was talking. She was on the news saying, we're human beings.
Well, now we have to be clear. She's in a town that's involved, okay, but it's a town that's like next door, okay, and she's upset because all the other towns are getting more attention than where she lives, and where's the government? Where's our help? They're all over there in that other town,
helping them,
and they're helping them. And we're not getting it over here, and it's not fair.
And then in another video, she's literally laughing at people saying, "We don't want to pay for your get a fucking job. This shit's getting bad. Us tax-paying citizens don't need to." It's that mentality of it will never happen to me, and that smugness, that arrogance, and then and then you wonder why, you know, you're a meme and you're going viral for the wrong reasons and whatnot. Because I don't know how many times I do this too much. I'm always talking about movies. Everybody know my wife is like, dude, you talk about movies so much. Everybody knows that. It always comes down to a movie. But there's a certain number of movies that I will always go back to, and one of them is Spider-Man. When the Green Goblin is talking to Spider-Man, he's like, "They love you now, but what do people love to see more than a hero? They love to see a hero fail, to fall, die trying. And they will turn on you." And that's kind of that's the situation. It's like she was high on her shit, talking mad noise about all these, and to some people, right to their face. We don't. There was like a split screen situation I saw where this person was like laughing at another person's misery, and just like, how can you not care and help us? This, you're like, I don't care. I'm not paying for your this, and I'm not. She was really talking some mad noise, and then she's on the news with the exact same expression on her face as the other woman that she was making fun of. So it's like, I go back to Good Trouble. What do we need to do to get this kind of message through these people's heads before something bad? It shouldn't have to be a situation where it has to happen to them before they give a damn. How can we used to be able to get through to people, but now it's like we can't get through to people anymore until it happens to them, and that sucks. So, is there an answer to that?
No, probably not, because for the most part, even when those things happen, they're not really willing to admit that. Yeah. Like, she's never going to say that I should have listened.
Yeah. I went to her account. It's private now.
I shouldn't have said stuff to other people. She's just going to still remain angry that the government's paying more attention to the other town than her town. Yeah. She's just going to remain angry about that.
All those people in that town hall that were voting for the funding that was coming directly to that town or to those neighboring towns, where they were, the Obama administration, where the Biden administration was offering them that money that they would have, if they used it correctly, that would have helped. Not saying saved everyone, but things would have been in place for some preventative maintenance kind of situations. And they all were like, well, I'm not going to say all, but a lot of people were recorded on the record saying, we don't want it because it's coming from the Biden administration. We don't want it because it's coming from Obama. We'll take it if it's coming from Trump. But Biden's president now, so we're not going to take it. They're the devil. They're the this. They're the that. And then when the shit hits the fan, it's like, it shocks me how many people will be like, yeah, I voted against my own interest. Yeah, I fucked myself. But fucking libs, man.
Well, this particular lady's just not able to see that. Yeah. While you're in an area that was also flooded, yeah, and that's awful. The help is in a spot where they're trying to do the most help. Yeah, there were right on the river, right where all the people were washed away, and they were trying to look for survivors. Yeah. So they're there for a reason, ma'am. They'll get to you. They're not going to not come over there, but they're trying to be where they need to be the most important at that time, which was to try to find survivors.
Let me play what she said real quick. Let me see if I can.
This is crazy. I know we're not Kirk County. I know we're not Kerrville. I know we're not San Angelo or San Antonio. But hell, we're human beings. Help us. Give us what we need.
And in another video, when you find her on TikTok, her footage on TikTok, it's just one by one with her laughing at other people in similar situations and laughing at their pain, laughing at their misery. And it's like, in Good Trouble, I'm like, I'll come back to him. He said it perfectly. How can we get through to these people before they have to go through this shit? Because it shouldn't be like that. And I'm sorry, it sucks. So is this a fuck around and find out moment? Is it justified to laugh at is it? But be wary, be careful, because you can go too far yourself. I mean, yeah, you're technically saying something like that's technically true. Stop voting against your own interests and blah blah blah. But hey, man, we're talking about children that died. We're talking about like, you can be right. You can go too, but when you go too far, you don't want to be on that side of it. When you're on the side, that wrong side, it's crazy. But yeah, so let us know what you guys think. Like I said, for Talking to the Media, that was the topic of conversation. Texasproudpatriot62. The funny thing about it is, I'm surprised that she went private, because we just recently had another person who said the N-word to a kid and made almost $1 million. If she was, if I'm not trying to give people look, I'm not gonna say that. If it was me, I would have kept my account going, and I would have played it up. I'm 1,000% sure if her account was still active right now, the way it's getting this attention from the left, the right would have. I'm telling you, she would probably be getting a flood of money right now. But she privated herself. So, hey, I'm telling you, man. Hey, Texas Proud Patriot 62. You all that that screaming that you did on that interview, you want to make turn your account back on. I know what you're probably going through. You're probably like, I don't want to hear all the those critics and stuff and those detractors. But trust me, if that one woman can get $1 million, almost $1 million for calling a little black kid the N-word, you trust. It's a sick world we live in. But you'll probably make some money off of it too. Just trust me. Turn your stuff back on. But anyway, let us know what you guys think. Before we get out of here, we had a couple of comments from, what was it? MD 2020. He says, now is exactly the time. These politicians listen to no one and will make zero changes unless they are pushed. I'm wondering. I'm wondering if you mean like the Republicans, we're talking about Ted Cruz. He's probably out of the country right now. Every time a natural disaster happens, he flees. Who are we talking about here? We talking about Trump? What are we talking about? But I mean, I agree. I mean, nobody does anything until they're pushed. Any thoughts on that? And then he comments again later on. I don't know what that symbol is. Yeah, he's the number one commenter right now. Anaconda in the house. Whatever that be. I'm going to assume he's talking about me. How you know what I'm working with? That's all I'm gonna say. Come on, you know what I'm talking about, huh? Yeah, you love it, huh? Anaconda, baby. There you go, Governor Hot Wheels. There you go, Abbott. Yeah, he ain't gonna do shit. Yeah. Didn't Abbott just recently do something or not do something? Well, it was something yesterday we were talking about.
I mean, he's always doing something.
Oh, I remember. I said he says LSA Anaconda for life. I said there's a new biopic about Governor Abbott about to come out, and I showed my wife. It was Hasbro said that a movie about the Hot Wheels toy is about to come out. I said, "Oh, look, they're making a movie about Governor Abbott. That's fun. There's a Hot Wheels movie coming out." So, all right, guys, that's all we got for Talking Through the Medias. Let us know after the fact. Let us know your questions, comments, concerns. If you want to subscribe, let us know what you guys think in the comments. We really appreciate. Let me real quick. Let me shout out to. We got an influx of new subscribers after our Superman review, and later in a few minutes we're going to talk about that on Talking Through the Movies. But real quick, I want to just give a quick little shout out to our new subscribers. See if it shows me any of them. That was an influx of new subscribers. Will it give me any names? Here's maybe. It's showing. It's not giving. Damn it! It's not. Engagement, reach, audience. It's not telling me who that. There, okay. I know there is a way that I can give a shout out. Okay, I'll wait for talking to the movies. We're about to go live on talking to the movies. So stay tuned. If you like movie talk, if you want to talk about the new Superman movie we just saw on Monday, we're about to come back. It's not going to be on this link. This episode of Talking Through the Medias is over. Stay tuned. In 5 minutes on this channel, we're going to go on Talking Through the Movie. So sit back and go to the main page here on YouTube and look for Talking Through the Movies. We're going to talk about Superman. Till next time, guys. Appreciate it. If you want to follow me, go to T3 Media Studios on all socials. If you want to contact me directly, it's Chris W. Fagan on all socials. Babe, if people want to find you online, where can they do so?
My TikTok is Viola Fagan, and my Instagram is Scrub Hats and More by Joy. If
you want to, please hit us up on and follow us on your favorite podcast of choice, Spotify, Apple, all those things, and give a review. Let us know what you guys want to talk about. To give us some questions, some comments, some suggestions, anything. Your support is greatly appreciated. It helps us to keep on going, and we love the engagement. Thank you, guys. Thank you, MD 2020. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. And stay tuned for some movie talk later on to this channel. Look for the link. Till next time, guys. Peace. Thank you guys for watching our video. I really do appreciate it. Remember, you can support our show by becoming a member or a Patreon. So click the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so you'll never miss out on when we go live or post new content. Let's stay connected, grow this community together. Like, subscribe, comment, and let's keep talking.